What if I told you there's a single sentence structure that lets you talk about pretty much everything, from simple scientific facts to your biggest regrets to your wildest dreams? Well, in this explainer, we're going to crack the code on that exact structure, the one that lets us talk about what is, what could be, and what might have been.
All right, let's kick things off with a little puzzle. First, I want you to think of a scientific fact. A universal rule that's always 100% true, no exceptions. Something that just always happens if something else happens first. Got one?
Okay, good. Now, let's bring it a little closer to home. Think about a real plan you have, something you're actually considering for, say, this weekend. But there's a catch, right? It all depends on one other thing happening first.
And for the final piece of the puzzle, we're going to do a little time travel. I want you to think of a moment from your past you wish you could just rewrite. A different choice you could have made. That one impossible what if that maybe pops into your head now and then.
So what connects a law of physics, your weekend plans, and that big regret? It's all the same thing, the conditional sentence. It's this amazing grammatical tool that lets us navigate reality, possibility, and dreams, all kicking off with one tiny, powerful word, if.
Okay, let's dive into the nitty-gritty. We're going to start with our feet firmly on the ground with the two conditionals that deal with what's real and what's actually possible. These are the ones we use every day for facts and for making real-world plans. First up, meet the zero conditional. I like to think of this as the bedrock of certainty. This is what you use for absolute, undeniable cause and effect. It's the language of science, of rules, of habits. If X happens, Y always happens. No questions asked. And the structure for this one, it's beautifully simple. You just use the present simple tense in the if part and the present simple tense in the result part. Why? Because you're talking about a constant reality. If you heat ice, it melts. Not it might melt or it will melt. It just melts every single time. All right, so we've got the universal laws down. Let's step away from that and into our actual lives. The first conditional is all about the real possible future. This is your go-to for planning, predicting, and just talking about what's probably gonna happen. Now here, the formula shifts just a little. The if part stays in the present simple, but the result part, that jumps into the future with the word will. It's like you're connecting the dots between a possible future thing and its very specific future result. If it rains tomorrow, and that's a real possibility, then we will cancel the picnic. But here's where it gets really cool. You're not just stuck with will. You can swap it out for other words to add all these different shades of meaning. You can use can to give permission, or might for a weaker possibility, or even should for giving advice. All of a sudden, you've got this whole toolkit for talking about the future. So, just to be super clear, here's the key difference. The zero conditional is for a general truth. If you heat any water to 100 degrees, it boils. That's a fact. The first conditional is about a specific event in the future. If you heat this pot of water right here, right now, it will boil in a few minutes. See the difference? General versus specific. Okay, we have covered reality. Now let's have some fun and break the rules. It's time to leave the real world behind for a minute and step into the world of pure imagination. And for that, we need the second conditional. Yeah, this is the unreal one. This is the conditional we use to talk about our daydreams, our wishes, all those situations that are just hypothetical because they aren't true right now, and let's be honest, they probably won't be true in the future either. And check out the formula here. It's got a clever little trick. You see how we use the past simple tense? If I won, we're not talking about the past. It's like a secret grammatical handshake. It's a signal to the listener that, hey, we've left reality behind. It's the magic key that unlocks that imaginary world where, yes, I would buy an island. And here's the really brilliant part about the second conditional. It kind of has a reality check built right in. The sentence does two things at once. When I say, if I won the lottery, what you also hear, the unspoken part, is, but I know I'm probably not going to. Now, one of the most common ways you'll hear this is for giving advice. That classic phrase, if I were you, it's this perfect, polite way to imagine yourself in someone else's shoes and tell them what you think. It's hypothetical, of course, because I can never actually be you, but the advice itself is very, very real. All right, for our last one, we need to be time travelers. We're going to journey back into the past to explore all those closed-off roads, all those what-ifs. This is the third conditional. This one is all about looking back at a past that is completely done and dusted, totally unchangeable, and imagining a different outcome. And because we're talking about a finished past, this is the conditional we often use to talk about our regrets, or maybe to criticize the decision someone made. The grammar here looks like the most complex, and honestly, it is, but for a good reason. It uses the past perfect tense, that's the had studied part, to really lock in that this happened in the unchangeable past. That sets up the imaginary past result, which uses would have passed. And just like the last one, the third conditional has that powerful reality check built right in. The sentence, "If I had studied harder, I would have passed," screams the painful truth. I didn't study hard, and so I failed. The past is fixed. End of story. Whew. Okay, so we have traveled from cold, hard scientific facts to future plans, from impossible dreams all the way to irreversible regrets. That is a massive range of human experience, and it's all handled by just these four structures. Let's put it all together on a single handy cheat sheet. And here it is, our entire journey in one place. You can really see the progression, can't you? We start with 0, totally grounded in reality. We move to first, planning for what's likely coming next. Then we break free with second, into that amazing world of what if. And finally, we look back with the third, into the world of if only. Each step takes us a little further away from certainty, and each has its own special grammatical key. So there you have it, the 4 conditionals. They are a complete system for talking about our world, from what is, to what will be, to what could be, to what might have been. You've officially cracked the code. You have the tools. The only question left is, what are you going to build with them?